Alright, that should be good enough. Just let me know if the game's a little quiet, because it's set for Meta 4 levels, which is a much louder game. Alrighty. Okay, I got the date correct this time. Alright, so, after... The last episode was sometime mid-last year. It's been a while. They did have a delay, but we finally got the newest episode. All we know with this one is they had some, like, short stories on the blog covering some things, mostly Kumarka being frustrated with an assignment, and the Aetherians showing what happened when the Borg invaded their world, and they had a conference. All we know is that there's something weird going on in the Delta Quadrant with an Aetherian ship, and also Hugh will be back. I don't know which version of Hugh. Considering we're dealing with a lot of multiversal stuff, it might be like a mirror universe Hugh, or... Although, that'd be awkward because the Borg there don't really have ex-Borg. But considering how things went in the show, it'd be awkward. It'd be weird if he showed up again, but I guess we'll see if they explain it. Granted, STO has always had this awkward thing of ever since newer Trek stuff came out, where for a long time they were the only thing that was past Nemesis. So you had things like the Borg Cooperative being a big thing, with 7 of 9 being with them out in the Delta Quadrant, trying to help with people and keep the collective at bay. Except then it turns out Picard comes along and it's like, wait, no, she was out with the Rangers. And then having to try and square that circle, so who knows how this stuff goes. Anywho, let me just check on one thing before we head all the way in. But yeah, we'll be taking a look at the new episode, probably the new TFO, as well as the event that's up. Am I still in Nukara? No, okay, good. I think this one will mostly be ground. Alright, let's see. New episode should be popping up in a sec. If not, I can manually do it. It's just usually when the new one pops up, there you go.
Hugh, Director of the Cooperative Borg, the Borg Reclamation Project speaking. I am reaching out to you as Command has spoken very highly of your accomplishments. In particular, I'm told your experience in dealing with a variety of Borg. Another incursion has taken place in the Ramazad system. Can you meet me there? I'll send you my coordinates upon arrival. I'm still waiting to hear back from other allies. We'll need all the backup we can get.
Okay, so this is our universe Hugh, I guess. Considering he was with the Reclamation Project working on the artifact. They're going to have to explain how he's still around. Alright. What's new and Unveiled? Okay, new episode, Axiom. Responds to a request for help from Hugh, now cooperative Borg faction leader and executive director of the Reclamation Project. Travel to the Delta Quadrant and discover the damaged starship of Aetherian leader. Yeah, that, again. I get the feeling this is when the shoe's finally going to drop on the Aetherians. We also have lore blogs. I have already read these. Sort of for the behind-the-scenes stuff. So for the event itself, we also have, yeah, it's the anniversary. So there's going to be Q going on. And, okay, you can probably just either knock out the Omega particle stabilization or do the TFOs, although you need to do 2 of them, so you need to do 1 of these and then a TFO. Probably just Battle of 359 is going to be the fastest. Royal Flush takes a bit of time, so yeah. Borg Battle Royale I don't remember that much of. I'd have to look at that one. But doing the episode for the day will do 2 progress. And you get the ship here, which I've heard described as what if the Galaxy, but tankier. It's got a little bit of Galaxy X in there with it. Not quite sure what that is. But basically just do either one of the episode or two of these for 20 days over the course of the event, and that runs till middle of about a month. So it's not too hard to knock out, and it's a free ship. On that note, for anybody who's playing today, the last giveaway they're doing for the promotion is 5 free keys, so grab that while it's there. You can use them for boxes, sell them on your own on the exchange, although I imagine today the price is going to fall to the floor because everyone's got a bunch of them and it's probably going to flood the market. Anywho, before I go in, because again I think it's a ground mission primarily, I'm just going to load up. I've got a daily for anti-proton damage, so I'm going to put my staff on there. And I'm going to go more fortress than bringing in army, so let's see. You're the passive? Yeah, you're the passive, I don't want you. So we want medical generator. I need to organize this at some point. Shield generator is somewhere here. There's the shield generator. Phaser turret. Where's that? Bowl turret. Mortar, probably. And what else? Solar gateway. There we go. Alright, we are fully prepped. Okay, Ramazad system. That's probably in the Delta Quadrant, so we're going to hop over there. We're going to stay in warm. It is snow and sleet coming down here. I was going to go and grab something from the gas station nearby, but then my car's wheels were like, no, you aren't. Okay. The name of the episode is Axiom. The name of the update is... Did I make a mistake? I might have made a mistake. Okay, Ramazzotti system is... Okay, you know, just take me there. Okay, it isn't. It just wasn't showing it for some reason. Strange. Alright. Oh yeah, everybody's here. Got a small fleet going. Did get one of these recently from one of my alts. Anyway.
What a surprise! I didn't expect to see you here. I'm responding to a call from Director Hugh of the Cooperative Borg. The Lucari Concordium has recently chosen me as their ambassador for all things Borg. He asked me to join him here to help with another incursion. I've been here for quite a while now. I'm not sure he's coming. Are you here to help as well?
Okay, so for anybody who does not know who Kumarke is, one of the arcs we had a while back was sort of a first contact situation with a group called Lucari. She's sort of been at the forefront of it, and she does have the most experience out of the Lucari dealing with Borg. The only problem is a lot of that's PTSD. Like, she locked up last time we were there, so I don't know how well this is going to go. She has been getting therapy for it, but, like, so Mirror Universe Borg was led by Harry Kim, and even after they beat them, she was so shaken up by her encounter with the Borg, especially after we briefly got incinerated, that she just, like, knee-jerk executed him while he was already defeated. So we'll see how this goes.
I agree. He's typically quite punctual. So I've heard, anyway. Well, I'm afraid I've also come across some starship debris in the system that I have yet to identify. It appears we're arriving at the aftermath of a tense clash. I suggest we try and find the director together. With your permission, I'll set up a sensor link so that our ships can share any data we find.
Oh, there's her ship. Yeah, people have lovingly called the Lucari ship Space Doritos. It is also a little smaller than mine, just a smidge.
Sensor link is active. Let's start with the ship debris up ahead.
And I don't know if we'll have any combat in this or not, but I'd rather have my swarm ready.
Let's see. Sensors are picking up microscopic fragments of advanced regenerative circuitry. Nanites. And decentralized control system debris. This is most certainly a full and cooperative probe. Something must have happened to their fleet. Let's hurry. There's more debris over there.
Also, for anyone not familiar with the Cooperative, they are basically people who...
Scans indicate high-density alloy and further Borg circuitry fragments. Disruptive, not regenerative. In any case, this is not cooperative debris. The quantum signature doesn't even match our universe.
Let me guess, the Aetherians threw down with them because they're partially Borg. Yeah, for anyone not familiar, the Cooperative are people who broke off from the Collective, but still decided to use Borg tech and the hive mind to an extent. Like, even, like, 7 of 9 when she was younger, she actually, when they were briefly disconnected, freaked out and reconnected the group she was with. Because, you know, she's basically grown up her whole life in it, so she's used to having this sort of constant contact. But it's more of a collective of networked individuals as opposed to mindless drones all under the command of a queen. But, you know, people who don't like the Borg don't like them very much, even though they're on their side.
Look out!
Yep.
Control Borg sphere incoming!
Oh, okay.
Well done. That certainly explains the debris' quantum signature.
Yeah, so...
Let's continue. I see a final cluster of debris up ahead.
So the Control Borg are... Basically, if you watch the second season of Discovery, there's very clearly a draft of that original script where Control was Proto-Borg before they scrapped it. Anyway, they kind of... Everybody picked up on that, so one of the mirror universes that's incursioning with us is a Control version of Borg, who are a lot more about, like, liquid nanites and stuff. So it's regular Borg, Mirror Universe Borg, Control Borg.
This fractal alloy is unlike any debris I've ever seen. It's protected by a quantum dispersal field. Someone must have come back to scatter the ship's debris signature. Its origin...
It's the Aetherians, I'm calling it now.
Heads up! Subspace sensors are picking up residual distortion nearby. A warp trail. Recalibrating sensor array frequencies. Tachyon decay and subspace phase variances suggest this warp trail is 2 hours
There it
away.
is.
We should get closer. There might be survivors. Oh dear. Sensor readings are fluctuating erratically due to the magnetic properties of dense asteroids nearby. It's the Harmony. What's Tassine Faye's ship doing here?
Again, they're going to get rid of all Borg that are ever out there, probably.
Perhaps Tassine Faye was called in to help as well. The vessel seems to be suffering from multiple systems failures. They may require assistance. Shall we send Dr. Hale? Oh, right. Starship Harmony, this is Admiral Kumar K of the LSS Ruskava. Come in. Tassine Faye, do you copy? No response. Complete calm silence. I know this isn't exactly standard protocol, but considering the potential gravity of the situation, should we consider beaming down?
Let's try energy field scan first.
You're right. Let's proceed with caution.
Scanners are ready.
It's no use. The magnetic properties of the denser asteroids near the ship are interfering with our scans.
We could use the tractor beam to move the Harmony away from this area.
An excellent idea. I'll send out an encoded subspace transmission detailing our intentions. I should be able to transmit it on a narrow enough frequency for it to bypass the interference. but we're unlikely to be met with a response, I'm afraid. Here's hoping Tassine Fey is able to receive it, and that we aren't breaking with any Aetherian customs.
Doesn't look like we have a choice.
Right. I have identified a section of the Ramizad system where signals are not compromised by the asteroids. Meet me there.
Copy that. I'll move to Harmony. And for once, my ship would probably be able to pull it off.
Huh. Who would have thought that you'd be towing the Harmony today?
Doesn't look like it's actually moving any. Oh, it's just it's following her ship.
The ship is still too close to the asteroids. Just a little further.
Is it going to be... No, controls on here. We wanted to keep it out of radio stuff.
Interference is subsiding. I suggest we try a final hail before we scan again.
Okay.
Starship Harmony, this is Admiral Kumarke. Do you copy? Starship Harmony, do you require assistance? Nothing. I'll consult with my comms officer. Ensign Farute, what's your assessment?
The Harmony might be experiencing a communications blackout, Admiral. This is likely unrelated to the interference caused by any asteroids.
Well, time really could be of the essence. We still have no idea where the director is or if he's alright. And I'm beginning to worry that the same might be said of Tassine Fey.
You're right. I'll scan the Harmony.
This doesn't look good. Shields are lowered. I'm not detecting any breaches, so it must have been done voluntarily. Scans also indicate that the atmospheric conditions aboard the ship are highly unusual, and only just able to accommodate other species. Furthermore, the ship itself is exhibiting properties that are consistent with a multidimensional vortex. It's as if it is phasing in and out of existence. Or at least parts of it seem to be. What's more, multiple sections of the ship seem to be under strict lockdown.
Can we call the Tholians in? That seems like their deal, but... Alright. Sounds serious. Beaming down without authorization might be our only option.
I agree. I recommend we stay on high alert. Who knows what caused the ship's partial lockdown? This mission could be quite dangerous, especially if the Aetherians are unresponsive.
Kumarke, are you sure you want to come?
Quite sure, but I do appreciate you asking. I would rather face my fears head-on than retreat to the proverbial shadows. It's been quite good for me. I feel empowered, actually.
Okay, so we better get going.
You read my mind. Ship systems should have logged our attempts at establishing contact before beaming down. That said, I'm not sure I trust the accuracy of any of our current scans, given the situation. One last thing. I do recommend we leave our bridge officers behind for now. I don't feel comfortable sending anyone else down there before conducting a preliminary assessment. Ready when you are.
Alright, see you there. No team with me, alright. Maybe I should have brought the army along. There's somebody back there.
It's beautiful.
Almost looks like Iconian, but we know they're not that because there were other universe
Looks like
Iconians.
the hallway behind us is locked. In fact, this room is under full lockdown, which I suspect will be true of most of the rooms we will encounter aboard the Harmony. Bypassing security lockouts might require some thinking outside the triangle. Or box? It's an Earth saying. I suggest we take a look around. Perhaps there's another way out. Let's tread carefully.
It's like, I tell you, but I'm not from Earth either, so... Alright. Also, you don't mind me bringing in a Velociraptor with lasers, do you? I'll take your silence as a yes. Let's see. It's funny that the translator has the same UI as a radiation lockdown thing. Oh, yeah, so, you can get these guys from... Actually, technically 2 versions of them. But the Voth, who were a thing from Voyager, they were, they showed up later in the game, and since we never actually saw their ground forces in the episode they had, Cryptic had a bit more creative liberty with it, so you get things like Velociraptors with lasers and T-Rexes with, giant cannons. Also, mech suits. And in fact, I can show that off really quickly. Normally, it just used to be just the enemies that had that, but... Yeah, let's... come back to this in a sec. Where's it? Okay. That'll be up in 15 seconds. But yeah, this was a thing in the store, although later on there's a lockbox ability called Bond with Life, where if you find one of these guys on the ground battle zone, and right before its HP goes down you press this, it basically is like a Pokeball almost, where if you then target an enemy, you can then deploy any animal that you've done that with, including one of these guys. Now, it doesn't last nearly as long as this one. Also, I've got a tardigrade. But they semi-recently gave us these, where they can, shoot like this, do just a spray, although it's a little awkward to do there, but it's the only way I can aim it there. You can do kind of a rocket kickback. I think that's just the sniper rifle. Nope, okay. And then, let's see, I think... Yeah, if you go into lockdown mode like that, you can use it like artillery. Well, there's no enemies around, it normally auto-targets them. But, yeah, it's fun. Yeah, again, these were, a lot of them were event stuff. Let me see. When was the last time you did play? Shoot, where did I put, there it is. I'm just gonna continue a little bit on while we wait. Alright. Full system lockdown bypassed. 4 years ago, yeah, it's been quite a bit. There was a whole, Dominion War with the Herc. There was a Klingon Civil War. And then we met another race called, we finally actually got to see the, Zenkethi. And we met a new race called the Lucari.
Maybe this will allow us to open the door to the hallway behind us.
The other thing about it is that now we have a multiversal invasion of regular Borg, mirror universe Borg, and Borg mixed with Control from 3 different universes, and another race called the Aetherians came in to help, because they're like, hey, the Borg wiped out our universe, but we're going to try and help out because they're super advanced. Alright, let's see what we got.
No, the security clearance required to bypass this console is too high. We won't be able to go this way. Let's look around. Optimizing tricorders for environmental scanning. What a unique structure. Optimizing for material analysis. Incredible. These polygonal wall structures act as data nodes.
Let's get here.
It appears appears they store recordings of events that have happened aboard the ship. They contain both visual and auditory data. You don't suppose we're being watched, do you?
Don't your ship have internal sensors?
In any case, it looks like this room's lockdown has been bypassed. Let's try the console by the other door. There must be a way forward.
Take the lead. Let's see.
Well done. All right, we'd better stay alert. We don't know what the consequences of bypassing the security measures aboard this ship are. For all we know, it could mean a variety of automated countermeasures, or perhaps none at all, given the situation. Let's keep scanning for abnormalities along the way until we get to the bottom of this.
Actually, there's one other thing before I move on. So they reused it last year, or this year, but last year they also had a new Halloween event. You remember the mission where Dr. Crusher was hit on by a ghost? You can weaponize him. If he kills somebody, he possesses their corpse too. It's been getting a little silly.
It's very empty in here. I wonder where all the crew members are.
Granted, the Halloween episode is basically referencing Cat's Paw, that old original series Halloween episode. It's already a little silly. You're fighting, skeletons and witches and stuff. Oh yeah, let me see if I can... There's been a lot of seasons since, and each one of these has, Yeah, I started around when the Iconian War was happening. And since then... Oh yeah, the Temporal Cold War. They actually got Chekhov's actor to come back for that. Let's see, I think, yeah, more... Oh yeah, so, they had an episode in the original series called Cat's Paw, whose whole thing was, it was an aliens called the Old Ones, no relationship to, Cthulhu, who had seen humanity from a long distance for a while, kind of the same way Trelane did, where they knew about Earth, but only from the past, so they were a couple centuries out of date, and so they try to intimidate people coming in and, get off their own planet and learn new stuff by doing stuff they thought would, scare people. So they had things like, witches and skeletons and black cats and stuff. And he tried, then when that didn't work, they're like, well, what about all these jewels? And he's like, well, we don't really do money anymore. But also, from that same note, you can turn into a black cat. In fact, it's the meta for getting around the certain ground races because you get a movement speed buff. Can't use it in combat though. You can also, I don't use it myself. You can get the transmuter wand. You can turn somebody else into a black cat. But they still don't have I made a witch themed character, but they still don't have a witch hat, and I'm a little sad about that. Because I had a whole thing where I themed it after a coven, and I used all my abilities to be looking like, throwing elemental magic and stuff. But no hats. I had to use a Vedic robe to try and get a witchy outfit. Alas. Alright, let's see. Through harmony, we are secure.
That's what Tarsine Fay always says.
Like a guiding
Could I
principle.
have a word?
Of course.
I'm feeling a little uneasy. No, not about the possibility of finding a Borg incursion aboard. It's about the comment I made earlier, about being watched. It was meant to be light-hearted, but I'm starting to think we are being monitored. It doesn't help that this room is on lockdown as well, and it looks like the security clearances increase the further along we get. We'll need to get creative again.
Well, how about the data node system we scanned? We could reverse engineer it.
Interesting. Instead of recording in real time, we could recalibrate the output so that the node plays back a recording from the past. At some point, someone aboard this ship must have input the console code needed to unlock this room. Such a recording might also provide us with insight into what happened aboard the Harmony.
I take it the nodes are encrypted?
Spot on! I would need to input some kind of information about the data we want to access in order to bypass any encrypted subroutines. In theory, this would allow me to recalibrate the node's parameters to play back an older recording. Though, I'd have to reconfigure the node's memory buffer array to act as a hollow matrix interface instead. In other words, the node will no longer function as a recording subsystem, but as a hollow emitter, activated by a
Remodulated tricorder. This could work.
I have to say, even though I'm not pleased about reverse engineering Aetherian technology without authorization, the science behind this is quite exciting. Hopefully, Tarsine Faye will understand.
I'm sure she'll understand.
If you scan the room for information, I will begin recalibrating the node's parameters.
Again, unless it turns out it's like, oh shoot, you found our dirty secrets. Let's see what we got. We have...
Reconfiguring memory array to optimize for hollow emission output.
Oh, I think it's been too long. I'll need to resummon my guys.
Modulating tricorders. Integrating environmental data to bypass encryptions.
You got
Done.
'em?
The system is active. Shall we give it a try?
Okay. I don't need to... I was wondering, it's like, do I need to... We're going to have to hold out here? Am I going to have to set up a firing line? But no. Okay. Let's see what this does. Okay, there's Hugh, and the cooperative. There's Tarsine Faye.
This technology looks like a fragment of a larger piece.
Okay. Where's the last one? Oh, over here.
Director Hugh, it is good to finally meet you face to face.
So, you said you needed help.
It worked. So, both Director Hugh and Tarsine Faye were aboard the Harmony. What's more, the decay rate of the quantiton particles emitted by these projections placed the recording approximately 1 hour before the Harmony's warp trail signature in Ramizad. It's likely that whatever battle took place out there occurred after the Director beamed aboard. Curious.
We did come across a control Borg sphere, so...
It's a start. However, I'm sure you've noticed that these recording fragments are both static and out of order. The node's harmonic emitters didn't take too kindly to being tampered with. I doubt we'll be able to play out the full animated sequence of events. That said, we should be able to realign the data and unlock the full recording if we place these fragments in the right order.
Leave that to me.
Place these fragments in the correct order. What happened first?
Greets him.
Right. Tarsine Faye welcomed Director Hugh and his bridge officers aboard the Harmony.
Scanned.
What after Tarsine Faye welcomed Director Hugh and his bridge officers aboard, Director Hugh scanned a piece of technology which he considered to be part of a fragment of a larger piece.
So,
Naturally,
They leave.
the fragments had been placed in the correct order. First, Tarsine Faye welcomed Director... We did it! Right. I've fed the data back into the node in the correct order this time. We should be able to play the full sequence of events now. Remember, it's likely to be visually incomplete due to the harmonics malfunction within the node, but the acoustics shouldn't be affected. Shall we?
Let's watch it.
Director your signature isn't an exact match. This technology looks like a fragment of a larger piece. We'll need to locate the rest of it before I can make an assessment.
Of course, our diplomatic corps is already available, should you wish to see one of the business exits. Please excuse the furnishing. Under normal circumstances, we would dress our rooms for all our guests.
Well, these circumstances are far from normal. But that won't be necessary. We won't be staying long.
I see. How unfortunate. Perhaps another time. In that case, please follow me.
Hello.
Great teamwork. We've pieced it all together. It looks like Director Hugh and his officers beamed aboard the Harmony to help Tosin Fey identify a piece of...
Control board technology. Is it going to turn out that Prime Control wasn't completely destroyed? Let's see.
Exactly. Fortunately, the data node recording also shows the console code used by Tosin Fey to bypass security. I suggest we look out for other consoles along the way. Perhaps we'll be able to use this method again.
I'm currently playing the new episode of Star Trek Online.
Data node will be able to interact with aboard the ship. Right, let's move on, shall we?
I'll enter the console code.
So it seems like the starship debris we found earlier might have been control Borg then. If we proceed, the door behind us will likely lock. We'll need to choose a path.
Well, we knew it was going to be Control Borg because, I mean, they attacked us. Also, okay, I can see a cooperative ensign over there, so let's head this way.
Right behind you. Look! It seems like a struggle may have taken place here.
Again, why am I getting the feeling that it's going to turn out the Aetherians were like, we have to get rid of all Borg, no matter what their origin or... Let's see. Oop. Let's see. You alive or knocked out?
It's one of Director Hugh's officers. We better help them. Shields are still down. We can stabilize them and beam them out.
On it. Although while I'm here, let's see what that Explore the Harmony thing looks like.
This isn't good. We need to figure out what happened here. Are you thinking what I'm thinking?
Yep, I see a data node.
That's the spirit. Our tricorders are already remodulated and optimized for holographics. If you gather information to bypass the encryption subroutines, I'll get started on the node's parameters.
I'll see what I can find. And also on here, what else do we have around here? Anything? They like their simple geometric shapes. Alrighty.
I'm feeling less guilty about tampering with Aetherian technology. Our allies could be in danger. Recalibrating parameters. Almost there. Got it.
I already have
Fragments should be ready to play.
custom stuff for my channel. Thank you, but I appreciate it. If you'd like to stick around to watch, I'm good with that, but I'm not open to solicitors at the moment. Thank you.
I will lead you to our lower decks.
Watch out!
Almost like a gateway.
What are you doing?
It worked! Unlike the last recording we watched, these initial fragments seem to be in the right order. That means Tassin Fay was leading Director Hugh and his officers to the lower decks of the ship. After that, something or someone attacked them. This part seems right. However, my scans indicate the presence of corrupted data located inside the memory buffers. One of the following fragments does not align with the expected data intervals of the recording. That is to say, one of the recordings of Director Hugh was added later on. It was artificially injected into the data sequence.
Let's see, a failsafe fragment added to the data node.
Perhaps. We can't rule it out. But that doesn't seem like something the control board would do. It seems a little too calculated, don't you think? In any case, we need to make a choice and identify the artificial fragment so we can remove the corrupted data and access the rest of the recording.
Honestly, just start at the beginning. It's a little slow for parts of it. Romulan Mystery, especially Coliseum, is kind of notorious for being very slow, but after that it generally picks up. They redid the Cardassian section entirely, and afterwards, basically everything from like New Romulus to Iconian War is one main story. Yeah, most of these are kind of their own thing, mostly for the Calling. Let me see, which one's that? What arc's in that one? Okay, yeah, if you are just going through the initial stuff, then yeah, you're fine. They have tried to also speed up some things. There's actually a lot of old missions that have been kind of scrapped. Not entirely, but like the I'm trying to remember what the name of that one is. The Nimbus mission and a couple other ones are not completely gone, but they're out of the required plot, and instead they pop back up as arcs you can choose to play if you go to like Earth Space Dock or Quinn at level 50. But they try and keep the being able to get to the main plot a bit more tight and less drawn out. The main thing, and I'll warn you, Delta Quadrant stuff is kind of notorious for being pretty long. But it does have a lot of stuff that leads into the Iconian War stuff. Alright, let's see what else we got. On the plus side, if you're starting from the start, any spoilers you see here aren't going to really take effect until much, much longer in. But if you just want to test out, you can just jump around to basically any mission. They tend to scale. The only thing they'll sometimes do is, like, if you want to do any of the stuff in the Dyson Sphere, you are required to do Sphere of Influence first, because you have to do certain prerequisites to unlock, like, the Dyson Sphere itself in certain locations. It's like, okay, you have to do whatever mission it is that introduces you to that area, but otherwise you can just skip it around. Let me see. available. Yeah, so, like, Cold Call... Okay, was Cold Call the one you meant? Because these are all ones that used to be main plot ones. They were... Okay, just checking. But yeah, these ones are all at level 50, you unlock them. They used to be part of the main plot, but they got removed, but you can still play them. So, like, this is one with the Breen. This is one where, if you ever watch Deep Space Nine, the wormhole when that initial wave of Jem'Hadar was coming through, then they asked the prophets to basically shut it down and make them go away. They didn't just, like, delete them from existence. They just displaced them in time, which meant, oh, they all of a sudden popped out, you know, decades later, thinking the war is still on, and start attacking Deep Space Nine. Although, it also explains why the female changeling is out of jail, because they let her out so she could talk them down. And then that comes back up later. Spectre's a thing with the Davidians. If you remember the one where I think Data went back in time, where they kind of like life drainers, and then Wasteland is the one that's on Nimbus. Okay. Let's access the rest of the recording.
Was artificially added to the data node.
I'm going to say it was the Control Borg firing at him, because I don't think the Control Borg attacked him.
Right. An unknown construct appeared from beyond the portal and attacked the group. The falsified fragment has been identified. First, Tassin Fey told Director Hugh and his bridge officers that she would lead them to the lower decks of the ship. But then, an unknown construct attacked Director Hugh and his bridge officers from beyond the portal. One of his bridge officers was left wounded. Well done. That's it. It wasn't a control Borg that fired at Director Hugh's officer, but an unknown construct. It seems... Aetherian? The corrupted data has been removed successfully. The full sequence of events is now ready to play. Unfortunately, the harmonics are acting up again, so expect some fragmentation. The system is active. Let's play its last recording.
Alright. Yeah, I'm just gonna turn out the,
Well, the path of a liberated Borg is not easy. Ultimately, it's about giving others a second chance. I suppose you could compare it to that. Helping others overcome their past so they can grow.
Again, I'm just waiting for the shoe to drop.
Where you found the Control Borg boarding party. Do you know how they were able to bypass your shields?
Oh, one second.
What are you doing? Get behind me!
I'm guessing it detected them as Borg and then did a
My
lockdown.
word, so that's what actually happened. It seems like an Aetherian security system of some sort attacked Director Hugh
Okay.
and his
No
officers.
one scenario C ship.
Goodbye, Luca. I
What kind
cannot
is that?
imagine
Are you
what
talking
some
about the
from bad
Kobayashi
actors
Maru ship,
to find a
or...
falsified recording implicating the Borg? It's
Oh,
beyond
okay.
me.
Wait a minute, I think I know what you mean. Okay, so the last event they had was a no-win scenario 1, and they had a freighter you could get for... Okay, so the event campaign... So that's already done. The way the event campaign... Yeah, I guess that would be before you left. Or would it? Because it was 7 years. Anyway, the event campaign is basically there are a number of events that happen throughout the course of the entire year, but you also have an overall campaign. So each time you make progress in one, it makes progress. It puts 50 points of progress on this. So the no-win scenario one was the one that just ended today. That was the first one. But then, as more events come out during the year, as they announce them, they'll have their own rewards, but they'll also contribute to this. And if you fill this entire bar up, what you get is any... okay, still buying it just means that you can use Zen or premium currency to fill out the progress for that event. So, like, if you couldn't afford it, or if you didn't have the time to do it, like, I'm gonna go, for vacation for a week after this, and if I didn't have the time to finish this current event, I could just buy out and complete it immediately. Or you can just do the daily progress. But yeah, if you do finish this out, you get your choice of either one lockbox or promo ship of your choice. And it used to be you had to pick one of these three. Now they made it where you get all three if you complete it. You also get two C6, Tier 6 Zen Store ship coupons, and those are account unlocks, and you get 15,000 Lobi. Although again, never mind, wrong thing. But yeah, now the current event that's going right now is not part of the event campaign, so while you'll make progress towards this ship, you won't add anything here, but each time a new one gets released, every time you make progress on that, you'll do it. So if you miss the first one, you should still have more than enough time to get all the rest for this if you feel like doing those. Alrighty. But as for that ship that was there before, it's not, or the one for that event that just ended, it's not really for combat, it's more for utility. It's tier 4, but on the bridge, if you go inside the interior of your ship, it has all the amenities, like it has, a bank, access to the exchange, mailbox, all that kind of stuff, a duty officer who can do a lot of, duty missions and stuff that you'd normally be, restricted for certain things, and you get a discount. And if you buy anything, if you hail the Azura while you're out in sector space, you get a discount for any credit purchases you make. So, it was kind of a way to avoid the power creep, because, some ships get really strong, and if you miss it, it sucks. But they were like, alright, we want to make something that's a bit less for min-maxing and more for utility. Okay. When the Kalmanons evolved to become the Id Namad, the Aetherians found their true purpose. The Aether offers knowledge so divine that naturally it chose itself to govern the actions of all. Some of the words can't be translated. Full system lockdown bypassed. So are these guys gonna be like the cat?
I believe this calls for the Earth saying, "Here goes nothing."
It would be... Any event stuff that you unlock is almost always account-wide unlock. So, if I already had mine, let's see. There is a... Not here. You have some reclaimed stuff is in the Dilithium store, although usually that's going to be stuff like consoles instead of ships. But for anything you got from an event, if you go to reclaim rewards, basically all the ships that I'd unlocked, again, most of these I already have in my inventory, so they're grayed out, but if I unlocked it, any account that I have, I could access this with. Now, there are some items that occasionally pop up, but almost always event items are account unlock. Which actually makes things very nice for a new, if you're rolling up a new character, because, that mech suit that I showed off, with the ground equipment, or, any of these, I can immediately redeem those on that character, and they scale. So if I wanted, an armor thing, or, a deployable Alachi walker, or stuff like that, I just can put that on immediately. Okay.
My word, so that's what actually happened. It seems like an Aetherian security
okay, we
system.
did that one.
In any case, toss...
Oh, right, I need to... Again, man, that looks like an Iconian portal. Did they take him apart?
These lower decks sure are darker. A word?
Everything alright?
Yes. I mean, I think so. I feel confident that we are on the right track, especially after seeing both Director Hugh and Tarsine Faye pass through here. And yet, I just feel unsettled. There's something not quite right about all of this. Do you feel it too?
I do. Stay close.
Before we move on, I want to make sure you know that you can count on me. Entirely. Last time we underwent a mission together, I told you I wasn't certain I'd be a reliable ally against Borg forces. That's not the case anymore. I feel stronger than ever. Although I still have some reservations, I won't be showing up late to the party this time.
Turns out therapy is actually useful. Oh, while you're here, Wolfsbane, since I'm not sure if you saw it when it first came in, they've been doing in the lead up to this weekly, daily giveaways each week. The one for today, if you go to the Z store and then promotions, if it feels like loading. So I already redeemed it, but where is it? Okay, it's not going to show for it. Yeah. The one for today is 5 free master keys, so if you just want to grab that while you're on today, that's probably a good call. That'll work for any lockbox if you want to try your luck at them. Alright. You got my back and I've got yours. Just hopefully I don't get assimilated this time.
Well, I'm glad that's settled. Let's get back to business. This room...
Contains data nodes.
Exactly. You know the drill. If you search the room for information, I'll begin recalibrating the data node's parameters. Those encryption subroutines won't stand a chance.
Let's get started.
I admit, I'm feeling apprehensive. What we're about to see next could be very telling.
Yeah. I think you need to be at least level 5.
Environmental information.
Most, like, events and certain things do that. But, like, even so, like, just getting to, like, it's a tier 4 ship. Okay, 11. You'll get that very quickly. Like, doing a small handful of the missions will get you that.
Bypassing encryptions. All done. The fragments are ready to play.
But, yeah, I think because it's a tier 4 ship. Like, unless it's a scaling ship. Oh, they did make it where tier 6 and 5 ships scale now. So you can use them right away. But I guess tier 4 might have fallen outside of that. Because normally they don't release anything for tier 4 that's new.
Unit bridge requesting immediate backup.
We're not trying to kill you, we're trying to ascend you. Or they're trying to, we've been fighting the Borg so long, if we could use their strength and our own. Yep.
Perish? Did they really get into some kind of near-fatal altercation? I can't even imagine it. Tarsine Faye is our ally and friend. There must be more to this.
Again, we've been waiting for this shoe to drop for like a year. Especially considering Mirror Kim was like, hey, watch out for friends that are smiling. They might be planting a knife in your back.
Unfortunately, my scans suggest that the node's memory buffer may be overloaded. Over time, this could lead to slight alterations in recorded material due to deletions or simplifications, for example. So rather than an artificial addition, it seems to be a corruption of the original events. there should be some truth to this scenario, but something's off. Which data node fragment was altered? The altered fragment has been identified. Director Hugh raised his weapon at Tassin Fei, but he was not critically wounded. Finally, Tassin Fei lifted his body out of the room. By Lucar, we did it. I was hoping for this outcome. Hopefully this means that Director Hugh was not gravely injured. Let's see what actually happened here. The full sequence is ready to play.
Alright, let's see what we got.
Unit Bridge, requesting immediate backup. I can see that. What the hell is going on here?
Our security system is registering you and your officers as blind Borg.
Tassin Fei, I really don't want to take down your construct. Get them to stand down.
I understand. This will be necessary. You will be neutralized until we can repair our systems.
Neutralized? Okay, we might be getting lost in translation, but that's not happening.
Fret not, Director. We will not let you perish. You shall be preserved and uplifted anew.
By Lucar, we did it. I was hoping for this outcome. Hopefully this means that Director Hugh was not gravely injured. Let's see what actually happened here.
Nope. That's the wrong.
Full sequence is ready to play.
That's the wrong audio. Okay. It's that Director Hugh was neutralized by Tassin Fei in an effort to protect him, I suppose? It looks like his wounded bridge off. Oh, there it goes.
Director Hugh was neutralized by Tassin Fei in an effort to protect him, I suppose? And it looks like his wounded bridge officer made it out of the room. Well, if the director and his officers are registering as enemy Borg to the Aetherian security system, then there's no telling how it will register us. After all, you and I have both had dealings with the Borg that have left us changed. Thankfully, the recording once again shows the console code Tassin Fei used to get out of this room. However, perhaps we should stop tampering with the data nodes from now on.
Maybe not. They're like, why? Good call. What about this neutralization?
Tassin Fei's choice seems somewhat abrupt. It certainly wouldn't be acceptable by Lucari diplomatic standards. But if she intends to uplift him anew, as she said, perhaps she only meant to conceal Director Hugh's biosigns from her security system.
You're smarter than this, Kamarka. Come on. I don't know. I don't like it, Admiral.
Aetherian customs could be wildly different from mine or yours. Perhaps this is not as transgressive as it seems.
Even so, the director was right to call for help.
I agree. Let's input the console code so we can move on and beam in some backup. The coordinates might be a little off as we are unfamiliar with the Harmony's exotic interdimensional topography. Beam-in could be delayed, and the exact arrival position unknown.
Let's hope for the best.
Admiral Kumarke to the Riskava. We are requesting backup aboard the Harmony. Director Hugh is down. I repeat, Director Hugh is down.
Admiral Kumarke, this is Ensign Barunte reporting in. We have notified both of your crews. We're struggling to get a lock on your position. We'll beam someone down as soon as we can.
Maybe also.
Copy that, Varunte. Right. Let's not waste a moment.
Also, maybe, you know, hail other ships, let them know something's funky. Just a thought. Alright, Velociraptor, get in here. I feel like we might actually be getting some combat soon.
That's Director Hugh's other officer. Let's stabilize them and beam them out.
Alright. Door? Oh, hang on. I might have moved on.
Out! Control Borg ahead!
Oh, hello!
No match for us.
Surprised there actually were control Borg here.
Unsurprisingly, this room is also on lockdown. We'll need to figure out how to move on without a recording of Tarsine Faye's console code. We could take a swift look around. Any insight into the Aetherians could be valuable to us.
Again, why are we not doing the consoles again? It feels like that'd be useful.
What
But
an incredible astrometrics laboratory. I never imagined Aetherians to be galactic strategists, though.
again, they are probably
Perhaps
going...
they're less quick to trust others than I had originally thought.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're going for all instances of Borg across the multiverse extermination campaign. Let's see.
This star chart shows an array of interlinked gateways placed across a vast number of alternate dimensions. Fascinating. I haven't seen many other species use gateways as a means of transportation.
Besides the Iconians, no. Okay. After the Great Cybernetic Onslaught, the Doctrine too evolved. Military tactics no longer concerned themselves with Redacted, as those who could not see the light were redacted. Again, shoe dropping. Got it. Instead, the all-knowing Aether has brought us countless victories, some more noteworthy than others. Redacted. Target species proved to be... The rest is untranslatable.
Cybernetic onslaught. Seems these military texts describe the battle the Aetherians fought against the Borg, as well as other civilizations. This retelling is much less grim than I would have imagined. Didn't they say the Borg decimated their entire universe? Perhaps the military texts hold the key to our exit.
Shoot. What was the... Nuts, I thought... I can't check the other thing. Alright.
That's it.
Through unity we are strong.
Lead the way.
You know, they basically combining everybody like an energy hive mind.
Constructs up ahead.
Yeah, the fact that we're getting specific units makes me think we're going to be fighting against the Aetherians in general coming up. No. No. More Velociraptors. Yeah.
Let's keep moving.
Okay, we can investigate the quarters or the hall. I'll check the... That looks like a hall, so I'll check the quarters first. Oh, or not. These are quarters.
Look out! Control Borg heading our way. They must be beaming in from other sections of the ship.
Yeah, the... Control Borg are a lot more about numbers. That and tentacles.
Aetherian living quarters? Oddly enough, it sort of looks familiar.
Again, I get the feeling that the Lucari are like... that they're like their version of the Lucari with the similarities they've got, but... oh, I got a phaser pistol I don't need. Alright, let's check the other ones. Unless there's anything on this desk. No. Anything there? No. Alright.
Look out! Control Borg heading our way!
Okay. I think that's it. Oh, hello. Alright, that's all the anti-proton I need, so I'm probably going to switch to my cannon. Oh, I got a perk point. I'll do crit chance. I don't really use exotic damage. Never been much of a science build character. More engineer. Let's put... There we go. That's more like it. Let's put that away for now. And you have... a kit that I don't need. Alright. More salvage for me. Are we going to be fighting Aetherians just straight up? Tardigrade, get in here.
Oh my. It's a whole wall of Brenda Bexes. But why? Perhaps this is how Aetherians honor their fallen.
Gee, these look like regeneration chambers to me. Model number. Oh yeah, because he died in the last... okay. They're their versions of drones, aren't they? Yeah, they are their universe's Borg. Got it. Yep, and you know what? That makes a lot more sense with their, you know, through harmony we are strong. You know, you will be assimilate. Your biological distinctiveness will be added to our own. Yep, this is making a lot more sense. They're actually references? Let's see. OL50N. Are they ship numbers? Like, my first thought when I saw it was that these were going to be, like, you know, dev names. But I am curious, what is the actual reference there, Flo? And also, hello, welcome in. HYM3L. Oh, did the wrong one. Are they like, oh, okay, I get it. They're like phonetically march. Okay. Four, 7. Hmm. I will admit I am not as familiar with the dev team. I think I had one friend who knew one of the like ship interior designers, but that was a long time ago. So here, 1FLO Ariflow could also be usernames. 7 Reina. Unless it's... oh, it could also just be... Rav... no, I was about to say, is it matching up with numbers? Yeah, I'm not quite sure. Oh, neat! Oh, well, welcome aboard. Yeah, I was... I will admit, I've been waiting for the shoe to drop with the Aetherians for a while, but being their universe's version of the Borg, or at least that's my current read on it, was not how I was expecting it to go. If you don't mind, what part of the team do you tend to do, or what's your specialty? Again, the more I was looking at it, it's like I was thinking, oh, you know, especially with, like, you know, way back with the mirror, Harry Kim. There's a neat. I have been kind of waiting for the shoe to drop with the Aetherians, especially after Kim did the, you know, oh, you know, watch out that your smiling friends aren't going to put something in your back. And for a sec, I was thinking it's like, oh, maybe they're going to go on, like, you know, exterminationist campaign for the entire multiverse of any of the Borg, which is why they were going after Hugh. But again, considering how similar these look to regeneration chambers, as well as, you know, when you actually think about it, oh, you know, harmony through strength, and oh, you'll be, you know, uplifted. It's like, gee, that sounds a lot like your biological and technological distinctiveness will be added to our own, but it's more diplomatic and friendly approach as opposed to overwhelming strength and you're in by force kind of thing. That's my current thought. We'll see. Well, I appreciate you stopping by. I think that's the first time I've had a dev stop by.
Admiral Kumar K to the Rescava, requesting an immediate status report.
Continue.
Admiral Kumarke, this is Ensign Varunte reporting in. We've got a lock on your position. Who should we send in?
Alrighty. My crew should be the last.
Understood.
Oh, well, thank
I'll
you.
send the coordinates
I
over to
appreciate
your
it.
team. They should be with you soon.
Alright, copy that, Ensign Brunte.
And Ensign? Tell them to be careful, please. This ship is packed with Borg.
And a rogue security system.
It seems the Aetherians use these energy portals to get from one level of their ship to the next. I wonder how many there are aboard the Harmony.
The only other theory I've had, and I had this kind of early, especially with, you know, the Lucari being the first ones to encounter them and a couple other things, I was thinking they might be their universe's version of the Lucari, although then possibly assimilated into their current state. I was at first thinking they might be the Iconians, but then last episode it's like, okay, we've seen other universe Iconians. They don't quite look like them, although their gateways certainly look a lot like Iconian gateways. I don't know. We'll see. Alright, and what they lead to.
In any case, this Aetherian portal is already open.
Here goes nothing. No, I think I went the other way. So I did miss that. I went through the astrological quarter, or the astrometrics, and I went into the living quarters. But I went left instead of right, so if there was something there, I did miss that, because she said, well, you can only go the one way. Although I guess I could have looped around. My bad.
Admiral Kumarke, this is Ensign Varunte. Did the crew make it?
Nope. Oh, no, wait, yeah.
They did, and not a moment
Oh.
too soon, Varunte. I'm picking
Ah,
up
okay,
life
that's right.
signs further ahead on this deck of the ship. Localized interference makes them hard to identify, but it could be Director Hugh and Tassim Faye.
Let's go.
I'll be right behind you.
Oh, there they go. Wait, the Doctor? He's not in my main squad. I'll take him, I guess. It's just unexpected. Alrighty. I guess I'd probably pick the top three. Okay, we have our labs.
Seems there are no data nodes in this room. And still no signs of Director Hugh or Tassim Faye. Without the recordings and console codes, we'll need to rely on environmental information alone to move forward.
Agreed. I'll look around.
Let's try the console at the end of the room. Mirror drills? Hydroponics pods? Is this a sick bay or a science lab?
Oh, yeah. That's gruesome. I don't think it's directly related, but the triangle stuff is very much also reminding me of the Tholian tech, but I don't think that's necessarily the... No, probably not. Alright. Anyway, let's see what we got on the console.
Nothing here. We'll have to keep looking. Rogue security system incoming.
Hello.
Our console interaction must have activated them. They're stronger than the last ones.
Alrighty.
Well done. Quite the interruption. Now, where were we?
Get the tardigrade out here while I'm thinking about it. Okay, we need another console. Here we go. How about you? Okay, through redacted, we are redacted. Yeah, that's the... Yeah, through harmony, we are strong, but I'm just... Okay, let's see.
It does seem like a line from Tarsian Faye's
Or-
axiom. Through harmony we are secure, through unity we are strong. Perhaps the redactions are an added security measure. The words seem to have been superimposed with others that cannot be translated. Not unlike a palimpsest. But if this line reads anything like the other two, then I'm not sure why a redaction is needed.
It'd be something like through assimilation we are perfected. Or I guess in this case, what it said, uplifted, ascended. Let's see.
Neither. Not in any of my interactions with Tarsian Faye. Either way, this unfortunately doesn't help us unlock the door.
Right, let's keep looking. The axiom is law. The axiom is life. Though the Aether prescribes that it cannot be denied that our extensive studies of other species has made a significant contribution to our doctrine, and for that, the Aether has rewarded us with ascension. The Tal Shiar, in particular, served as... Boy howdy, the lab filled with a bunch of Borg parts and experimentations and looking a lot more familiar now. Alright, the rest is missing. I'm trying to remember, is the one where you get, I'm sorry, I'm not trying to be, snarky's probably the wrong word, but let's see.
This is a partial biomedical display of Aetherian energy readings. These readings indicate the presence of enhanced sensory organs, regenerative internal probes, and an energy-based core. It looks like the Aetherian anatomical composition is 70% biological, 30% mechanical, and the rest of the data is missing. Strange.
Let's log the data and move on.
Perhaps there's another console in this room that contains the access code to the door. Heads up, rogue security.
I knew I should have put down turrets. Alright.
Predictable, I suppose.
Nope. Hey, no lifting. No lifting. Stop that.
They've upped their offensive, likely due to a perceived increase in threat level aboard the ship. Oh, I'm glad that's over. Let's try another console.
Let's prep just in case. Might not last the entire time while I'm out here, but depending on how slow I read. Oop. Alrighty. Ah, hello.
That's it. The door is open.
Ah, or the door opened. Ah, well.
I'm detecting a lifetime. Cognitive functions are compatible with the cooperative Borg. We're getting closer.
Alright, come on, Hugh. Oh, well, I'll wait till the cutscene, because I do have a question to ask.
What is this place? Look! It's Director Hugh!
Okay.
You better check his vitals.
I do have to ask, considering how Season 1 of Picard ended with Hugh, how exactly is he around? Now, granted, it could be, I remember, STO's been going around since before they added stuff to the timeline, so you had things like the Cooperative and 7 of 9 being there, but then later, when Picard added stuff, it's like, oh no, actually she was with the Rangers. I'm curious if that's just a case of we're doing our own thing, as opposed to, because it's, I guess, technically its own timeline. I'm just curious if that's something that's directly addressed, or if it's just, this is how we're doing things on our end. Hi, Dragon. No, you're good. You're good. Just been chatting with chat. I figured it was either that or it was going to be directly addressed in the mission itself. Seeing as it was decades later, he probably wouldn't go, by the way, do you know how I survived this thing? So, we'll see. Just figured I'd ask. Dragons, this is Flo the Snitchy. She's one of the devs. She does narrative design. Wait, hang on. Let me make sure I got that right. Yes, narrative designer. So I've been spitballing my theories for stuff.
The director's life signs are stable, but he's been put into a stasis. Scans show the pods are equipped with an integrated dispenser valve and a medical interface connected to the ship's console system. We should be able to wake the director up by using a console command to activate the pod's dispenser. We just need to modify the output to release some sort of powerful stimulant.
How about Cortazine? Yeah, I'm fed, but custom alien race, so we'll see. How about Cortazine? I'll get started.
Look out! It's the Aetherian security system!
Ah, me without my turrets. Alright. Gonna get a gateway in here. There we go.
Scanning the director's pod must have alerted them. We can hardly catch a break, can we?
Okay.
Let's activate the pod's dispenser.
Alright, this time I am setting up just in case. I forgot I still had the candle. I'm still glad they actually went and did that. Oh, actually, while I'm thinking about it, Flo, do you have your own Twitch channel? Because if you do, I figured I should probably shout it out. It's the least I can do. Alrighty, activating dispenser.
Excellent. The Cortrazine should kick in shortly.
Hello, Endeavor. Alright, let's get the director out.
Looks like getting out of this pod from the inside is the tricky part. From out here, it should be relatively simple.
Agreed. A localized EMP burst would do.
Excellent idea. Not my speciality, though, I'm afraid. Indeed, we could target the control panel with a localized EMP to fry the locking mechanism. We could also recalibrate the control panel to bypass security parameters altogether.
Alrighty. Yeah, well, if I am gonna shout out my own stuff, my name is Marco DeJoe. I tend to do quite a bit of variety stuff, but anytime STO stuff comes out, I do like to do the episode because I have been playing this game for pretty much since high school and have been going for a long time, so much so that you might recognize my model a little bit. Anywho, let's keep going.
The choice is yours.
Alright, recalibrate the control panel.
Let's give it a try.
Oh, shoot. My bowl stuff disappeared. Yeah, no, when I came along, I believe I came in around the time when the Iconian stuff was first dropping. But it was on, I didn't have home internet access, so it was going to the library and playing through episodes as I went on their Wi-Fi. So it was a bit of a slow trip, and I also did not know what I was doing. I had a rainbow boat that I was spending 5 minutes in slug matches in the Delta Quadrant until I finally figured out how to do a decent build. I've gotten better. People still say my builds are that of a madman, but they work. Alrighty. Come on, Hugh. Oop, cutscene? There you go.
Director Hugh. Are you okay?
Where are my officers?
They're safe. They're on the Riscava. We beamed them out, but we've yet to find Tassim
Forget
Faye.
Faye. We need to get off this ship. I'm worried about Tassim Faye too, but not the way you are. The Aetherians? They've been lying to us.
They are Borg, yep.
Here, look.
Let's see.
It's the missing data from the Aetherian lab.
Through harmony, we are secure.
These bioscience.
Through unity, we are strong.
I don't understand. They're consistent with...
Borg. Yes. But also,
Through fusion, we are victorious.
Okay. Fusion was the word they went with.
Iconians.
Okay, so they are okay, alright. I got thrown off by the last episode, but alright. But not necessarily the Lucari. Okay. Oh.
look out! It's getting away.
What was that?
A problem for later. Its escape has triggered some kind of red alert. Shields are up.
Damn. There goes our plan of beaming out.
I do appreciate it, though, because I was quite a fan of the Iconian design.
Not the way I'd usually greet an ally of your distinction, but I suppose this is somewhat of a unique situation. I'll save the details of my gratitude for later. Needless to say, I owe you one. As for our escape plan, the raised shields do pose a problem. However, during my brief time aboard the Aetherian ship, I learned that beaming out might not be the only option at our disposal.
Yeah, no, I quite like the Iconian's design. I've got the Solar Gateway. I have a Vomp. That one took me a while to get my hands on. Now my only question is, because I have been reading the backstory blogs, and they showed like the images to the other races of, here's what it looked like when the Borg invaded our place and, their hometown or home planet and having stuff. Was that faked? Or was it, this was what the Borg were, but then we figured out we could fuse with them in a different way so it looked different. Again, I'll probably wait till I actually finish the episode before I start asking all these questions, because they will probably just come to us as we go. Oh yeah, no, I like to keep up with the news stories, or the little short stories. Again, I learned that during the Iconian arc, when it was... My favorite one is probably still the one where after the Iconian War ended and it was with the Alliance, and they come across this planet, and it's the Federation and the Klingons, and they both show up there, and it's like, well, we have equal claim to this thing, and it gets all combative, and eventually... Yeah, that's fair. Eventually the Orion's second mate, I think, she goes, let me talk this out, and it's like, alright, here's what you do. You agree that we're going to split this, but you give us, like, 1 gram more of dilithium. And it's like, why does that make a difference? It's like, the difference is technically he got more than you. That's all that matters. And it's like, alright. It's like, okay, cool, we got along swimmingly. I liked that one, and I liked reading through Kumarke being just like, oh my god, these young kids don't know anything. I've been flying around the galaxy against, like, the Zenkethi and the Herc, and I'm stuck with these guys. Oh, thank god I get to go somewhere else. Or, sorry, thank Lucar. Alrighty.
Right. The Harmony's wall structures act as data nodes that store recordings of past events that have happened aboard the ship. We reverse-engineered the nodes in order to play them back, much like a holo recorder.
Actually, Director, your neutralization was the last recording we watched.
Your creativity is commendable. Well, however daunting that must have seemed, Tassim Faye's neutralization wasn't as effective as she'd hoped. It looks like the Aetherians don't know enough about liberated Borg biology to knock us out entirely. Not yet, anyway. While I was being carried through the Aetherian lab, slipping in and out of consciousness, I managed to send out a nanoprobe I had pre-programmed to scout for situational intel.
Alrighty. Missing data from the science lab?
Correct. This nanoprobe retrieves key data that is considered either useful or harmful. In this case, that included the hybrid Borg and Iconian biological composition of the Aetherians, which the probe classified as potentially harmful. However, that's not all. The nanoprobe also detected massive energy spikes coming from a room on this level, up ahead. The energy type is consistent with the one emitted by the ship's portals. My guess is gateway technology.
Iconian gateway?
It could be Iconian. Hard to say. Your guess is as good as mine. Most importantly, my intelligence suggests the Aetherians are not on their side. Or ours. At least not for now.
For now.
Well, as a liberated Borg, or XB, as we used to call ourselves, I have hope that any civilization or individual might be open to reform. If they are anything like the Borg, or ancient Iconians we know of, then there might be a way to help them. But this isn't a hypothesis I'll live to test out if we don't get moving. That's a lesson I learned the hard way on another mission. So let's table this talk for a safer environment.
Alright, let's go.
Let's get out of here before more pods explode.
Alright, pod room. Fusion lab.
The Harmony's defenses have locked the path behind us. The only way onward is forward.
Copy that, Director.
Call me Hugh. I've spent far too many stardates as a nameless.
Hugh it is. What are those?
Assimilation pods. Heads up.
Yep.
Our company.
Oh, yep, we're directly fighting against the Aetherians.
Fighting them feels wrong. I thought we were allies.
Typically, I recommend setting phasers to stun, but that's a dance with simulation I'd rather avoid, Admiral.
Alright,
Another
I think
hostile
we got.
wave
Whoop.
of Aetherians incoming.
Here they come. Apologies if I'm blasting through some of these a bit too quickly to look at them. I'm unfortunately someone who likes to build for ground.
All right, let's go. My nanoprobe is detecting elevated levels of gamma radiation nearby.
Alright. This room actually kind of reminds me of the one from its Resurgence a little bit, just a different color. Got to play that recently. Oop.
Granddad Bex.
And here my chat was feeling bad for you, and you, well, I guess in your case, if there's multiple ones, sacrificed yourself at the end of the last episode. Ah! Oop, dodge. There you go. Oh, that's a lot of beams.
Yes, but on Aetherian security system.
Understood. We'll keep the Aetherians at bay in the meantime.
Alright, well, thankfully, let's see.
Resist and you shall crumble. Accept and you shall ascend.
Oop. Let's see, who else we got?
This influx seems endless.
Do we have to do like a near automata style, let them keep growing, or just probably just blast our way out? I'll go with that one, I think.
Almost there.
Alright, who's left? Alright, moving on.
Incredible.
Collaboration is fruitful. Why such discord in the face of harmony?
Okay, console.
He is teleporting away. That's our chance. Let's get out of here.
Or, I guess we're just running. Or, nope, wait.
I
Okay.
hope you're right about that gateway technology.
Wait. Okay. Hugh, you coming? Just make sure it's not like a dialogue trigger I accidentally got out of the way of. Really back out and come back in, see if that fixes it. Or just keep running. Just continue. Gotcha. No, it's all right. You completely called that one correctly.
Magnetic containment field protecting a cube-shaped reactor core.
Looks familiar, right? If only my tour had started in this room.
It's quite the display for a reactor core. It must be important to them.
Okay, do we keep going this way then? Not yet. Okay, guess we're just waiting for everyone to catch up. Alrighty.
Trapped
Yep.
again.
Nope. Hey, get off me.
It seemed too easy.
No.
You're right, Hugh. These granddad Bexes are beaming in with no end in sight.
There must be another way to defeat them.
Yeah, I think I've got a decent amount of movement speed passive for my endeavors.
I'm all ears.
If we lower its containment field, we could fire at the reactor core to initiate a breach.
What about the gamma radiation leaking into the room and the potential loss of life aboard the ship?
I'm willing to bet that putting the core at risk will initiate an emergency power transfer protocol. This would divert all main energy back to the core's containment field, interrupting Aetherian transport.
Alright, I think we got... Oop, there we go.
And likely divert power from the fractal containment fields too. A hell of a plan, Admiral.
And we'd have to backtrack into the room to carry it out.
A risk worth taking. Let's do it.
I'll get to work on this fractal containment field. The field has been lowered.
Alright, heading back. Luckily I can't do the cat. Probably not help for going too fast for things. Alright.
I'm on it. Cover.
Okay. Don't know if this will do anything for you, but... Oh. Oh dear. Alright, nope. Knock that off. There we go. I hate thanking the Terrans for anything, but that electrical field helped out there. I guess technically that's from the anti-Terran reputation, so... Although Mirror Janeway was quite fun. And admittedly, God Emperor Wesley Crusher was fun as well.
You've got 5.
Done. The
Alright.
magnetic containment field has been lowered. Target the reactor core.
Alright. Can I target it? Yep, there it goes. Okay, cutscene.
Radiation levels are rising. We need to leave.
Let's go.
The control panel is malfunctioning. Cover me. I just need a couple of seconds.
Your second life awaits you, Hugh.
There. It's open. Where's Hugh?
There's something I need to do.
Uh-oh.
Radiation levels are too high. We need to leave. Emergency systems might seal this section off. This could be our last chance.
I know. That's why you should go ahead without me.
You can't save him, Hugh.
I know, but if I can get through, for even just a second, then it's worth a shot. I have to try.
Damn. We can't leave him behind.
Granddad Bex, that's your name, right? Where's Tessine Faye?
We are Grandat Bex. We are Tessine Faye. We are all at once, and soon you shall be too.
I'd rather die than be reassimilated.
It is the only way. Uprisers shall be quelled. Deniers shall be fused. You must join us. You must ascend.
Listen, it doesn't have to be like this. My people have the means to restore your freedom.
You misunderstand. We are free. We have long been freed from the shackles of Iconian rigor, and we have taken what serves us best from the Borg. We are evolved.
See, the trouble is, I think you're free, but you're not. Everything you're saying right now, that sounds an awful lot like a collective I used to be a part of. You think you don't have a choice. If you ask me, you've just forgotten how to choose.
You are mistaken. We do not choose the ether. It chooses us. We follow its path.
Well, a wise man once told me, even when you think you don't have a choice, there always is one. I might not be able to help you now, but maybe I'll be able to help you one day. No one is beyond redemption.
I gave it a shot.
We need to leave now.
I'm sorry.
You tried, Hugh.
Follow me.
Incredible. An entire bay of gateways.
Admiral Kumarke, I've been told your scientific expertise lies in stellar stabilization and planetary restoration. How do you fare with gateway stabilization and remodulation?
Well, she's been working with Aetherians quite a bit recently, so you're probably in good hands. I think you're in luck.
You are in luck. These aren't too dissimilar from the direct system gateway we encountered recently. I should be able to modify one of the gateway's frequencies to match the coordinates of our ships.
Alright, in the meantime, let's call for more backup.
Perfect. In the meantime,
I did. I've played each of these episodes usually the day they come out.
My earlier distress signal worked, and the Yasutake should already be waiting for my return.
And I did get... That helped introduce me to, Okay, it wasn't the last episode, but, Oh, right, yeah, the mission updates. Yeah, no, this character I've played through every single episode, because this is my original character. It also introduced me to Bright Eyes, which I did not know of until I'd seen that thing, and then I got to hear about it afterwards. Like, oh, that's interesting. You don't really get a lot of individual Tholian characters you interact with. Alright. Let's hope it did.
Rescarva is on standby.
Ready when you are.
Right. I'll get started on the gateway.
Alright. Let's get the defenses set
What's
up.
up? More
Yep,
hostile
there they come.
Aetherians incoming.
Oh. Oh dear. Yeah.
Through harmony, we are secure.
Well, Hugh, in a dark way, if you need to make any more attempts, you've got plenty of other versions of them to ask. Ah.
Through unity, we are strong.
Alright. Nope. Nope. Oh, thank you, dragons. Yeah, sadly that is,
We are victorious.
you unfortunately are going to get that on streams. We earlier had somebody asking, it's like, hi, would you like us to, do you need a graphic designer to design your personal stuff? And it's like, wow, it's not like I've heard 50 other people do the exact same thing and promise absolutely everything, no matter what it is. Ah. I do try and be cordial about it, but it does get a little annoying. I get enough of that on my phone, thank you. Nope. Yeah. Wait, did you overtake my... Wait a minute, did they take over my flamethrower? Oh, that's playing dirty.
Nicely done, Admiral Kumarke. Well, no time to waste. Let's see if this gateway takes us to our ships as intended.
Oh, shoot.
See you
Lisa's
on the other
down.
side.
Alright. Might be a little darkly ironic if I start throwing Iconian probes at their ships after this. Alright.
So you made it in one piece. Let's check in with the Rescava.
Alright. Admiral Kumarke, do you copy?
Loud and clear. Good to see you both back on your ships. But this isn't over quite yet. The Harmony is hailing us.
On screen.
This truly has been a great misunderstanding.
Thacine Faye? Your eyes?
Remnants of our Iconian heritage, yes.
You hid your true form from us. Why?
To protect you from your own assumptions, of course. For your own benefit, on your path to a greater truth. The only truth. We seek not to harm you, but to welcome you. As we eventually did with the Borg. We stand on the precipice of a new era, led by the Aether.
Alright. I don't think they're gonna take kindly to that, but I get the feeling if I say this, we're supposed to be a united front, it's like, yes, exactly! Eh. That last line was never included in the axiom. Is it? A mistake?
There must be a diplomatic way forward, even after today. Tasim Faye, my people and I, we can help you. The cooperative advocates for the free Borg. Our reclamation methods are consistently evolving and improving, and yet the core of our mission remains the same. A liberated Borg does not rid themselves of their past. They simply dare to challenge it.
Tasim Faye, I strongly suggest you consider this offer. It might be the only chance you get before the galaxy turns against you for your duplicity.
Last chance, Faye.
The galaxy will turn against us not long before it turns against us. We will watch from afar as factions burn and tear each other apart. It is foretold. The Aethers will be ready to welcome those who survive.
I was about to say, you're wrong, but, well, okay, the Klingons did just get out of a galactic civil war. But we've also been to the future and seen, everybody joining up except for the Nakul. So, alright, we won't let that happen.
Your rejection of perfection is disappointing. We were hoping you would see the light. But you are not the first Earth-Stars who have refused dissection. Like everyone else from our dimension, you shall undergo fusion.
No worries, Kitsune, it's, that's been going around. A lot of people at work have been hit with that recently, so I hope you're feeling better. You deceived us.
We learned from the rest. We have been watching you for centuries. It is a shame that all of this ends now. Your individuality has been most intriguing. But it is useless nonetheless. Soon, we shall be fused. And you will know perfection.
Not a chance. Bridge, red alert.
Your ship is compromised, Tasim Faye. Stand down.
Alright. Yeah, unfortunately for y'all, I am very good at taking on multiple ships at once.
Friends. You are no friend to me. Friends do not force others to join the collective.
Oop. Yeah. Are they doing I was about to say, oh, they drain shields. It's like, oh, if they're based on Borg, then yeah.
Harmony has severed our comms link.
Let's see. Would it be excessive to plant sentry mode directly over this thing? Probably, but...
The Harmony's repairs are nearing completion. Brace
This is
yourself.
mean. This is mean, but... De-escalator, eh.
The Harmony is disengaging.
Reality vortices? I thought only the mirror Borg used those.
Let her go. This is just the beginning.
Control Borg incoming.
Thankfully, I am very prepared. Yep, we're still in sentry mode. Let's go.
Hey, let them through reality's vortex.
So she didn't need the cooperative's help after all. Or deception.
Oh, but I probably do need to close those.
Ploy all along. Control Borg spilling into our universe as a complication and a cover-up? Another wave of Control Borg in.
Oh no, I don't have to. Okay, it is just. Alright. I probably should have stayed in sentry mode then.
Others to do their dirty work. It's a well-known Iconian practice.
Good to know.
I'm impressed. The fight's not over yet.
Alright. The one downside of the ship, mobility is not my strong suit. Durability is, though.
Vortices are closing. We could use some more backup on our side.
Well, I've got Iconian probes.
I've made the call. Any moment now. Your perseverance reminds me of a friend of mine. Never took no for an answer.
Oh yeah, no, well, one, I like the anti-proton damage, because I tend to run anti-proton, but also, remembering how annoying it was to fight against those in the solar gateways are the reasons I packed them myself.
Time never heard. However, unseen face still out there somewhere. And what she said about the galaxy turning against itself may be true. Reports of Borg incursions are multiplying by the stardate, with an unusual increase in infighting among Control, Mirror, and Prime Borg.
Let's not forget the creature that escaped from the Harmony.
Right. We may well and truly be on the precipice of a new era, as the seen face said, one of a multiversal war.
I was at first thinking that, whatever horror show they made was what they were going to refer to with fusion, things that didn't, play ball, but that might also just be what they do for, hey, we basically ate the Borg and made them our own. Alright, where do we go from here?
For now, let's return to safety and regather our strength. More Aetherians could arrive unannounced at any moment. I will mask our warp signatures so we can return safely. A little trick I picked up during my unfortunate time in captivity many years ago. Once we're out of harm's way, I'll contact you to send over any information the cooperative has on the Aetherians.
I do have to wonder what the Prime Iconians are going to think about all this. Granted, getting in contact with any of them is, going to be spotty at best, outside of... Well, you're going to know where Taket is by all the bodies, but... Then again, Quark managed to steal from her and live, so maybe he could give her a call. Alright. We'll stand by for an update.
Oh, before you leave, I wanted to thank you for coming to my aid. There was a time in which a person like you might have left a liberated Borg like me behind. I'm touched to see this is no
Okay, if I had to make a guess when you were mentioning who you were beforehand, I'm assuming if you came here as a liberated Borg, you'd get a different outro thing of, there was a time when you might have left one of me behind. I do have a liberated Borg character, but I didn't bring her along for this, but I might need to run through this on my own time at some point and just see what the different dialogue is, and actually take the time to go to that diplomatic suite, as you mentioned. Glad we could help.
Today was eventful, to say the least. But I'm thankful I had you by my side through it all. We made quite the team. It only pains me that Tasim Faye was never really part of it.
Yeah. Funnily enough, again, custom species, but it was like, where I had them placed was, in the Delta Quadrant. So actually, yeah, that would make sense of some of them being hesitant around Borg. Alright, looks like the Tholians were right about them. Yeah, I actually thought they were going to pull their hand when they put that anchor down in the fluidic universe, so let's see.
Yes, the Tholians never really took to the Aetherians, did they? In any case, I must return so I can forward Director Hugh's intel to the Lucari Concordium when I receive it. Reporting the possibility of a multiversal war with the Borg to our superiors will be an interesting conversation. I wish you the best of luck.
Alright, well, let's go home. Engage. Uh-oh.
Did your warp also malfunction? How odd. This happened to me recently on another Lucari ship.
Yeah, yep. That little probe, anomaly on the ship in the blog post.
Stay safe out there.
Yeah, no, it's quite a few cutscenes have kind of been, yes, I have been reading the blogs, thank you. Yeah, it's one of the downsides of running a universe class is that, certain cutscenes get a little silly. I've got a saved one of, the one where the Excalbians came off, where it's like all of the Enterprises come in, but half the screen is cut off because my saucer is just kind of blocking everything. Alrighty. I did find it odd that they were like, hey, delegates should take these devices home with them after the video showing everybody what happened to what happened with the Aetherians and the Borg. Man, everybody showed up today.
Here's the intel we get
Ooh.
from the Aetherians. It appears they are alternate universe Iconians who fused with the Borg to forgo assimilation. An event as yet unheard of. Their advanced Iconian technology, knack for deception, has also been cause for great concern. Multiple reports of cooperative ship malfunctions after first contact with the Aetherians have now surfaced. Lastly, during my time aboard the Harmony, I overheard Tassim Faye speak of the creature that escaped. I activated my translator just in time to hear her call it the Chimeran specimen. That's all I have for now. I'll reach out if anything changes. Do not hesitate to do the same, should you need us.
Wait. Okay. They put an anchor down in fluidic space. The Borg have had less than great success with assimilating the Undine, but not complete failure, although we wiped out their only example they had outside of in the thing. Is their fusion an attempt to try and get around that and that? Because it had enough limbs for it. Kind of the same color scheme. Ah, man. I like the Undine. Okay, you know what? Actually, an Undine and Iconian combination I think would actually be right up my alley. But, alrighty. Well, thank you for joining me. This was quite the honor and quite the pleasure. The Tholians were right. Alright. Well, before I completely log off, I'll run through at least one Omega particle stabilization. Because Q decides he wants to be uppity, and it's like, oh, you guys seem to get so excited about Omega particles. Which, if you don't know, if you haven't watched Voyager, they are basically particles that are small but so incredibly volatile that if any of them explode, it takes out entire sectors of space, and well, almost entire sectors of space. So it's like, hey, we're just gonna make it so that like nobody knows about these things because they're way too dangerous. So he's like, I'm just gonna put those everywhere. So I'm gonna get those knocked out before I head off for the night. Well, I will be keeping up with any of the new blogs, and I am admittedly now quite excited for the next episode. Imagine it might be a little crowded right now. Let's see. But outside of the event stuff, stabilizing omega particles are also just good in general for having stuff for R&D. Dip over there to see if anyone's playing. All right, anytime. You have a good night.
Shall we play a game?
Alrighty. So
Yes, yes.
they'll drop 3 locations around the galaxy. You have to stabilize these. Now, you make progress on the event either by doing the episode we just did, but, you know, that took me about 2 hours. It takes some time. But that gives you 2 progress. You get 1 progress for doing Omega Stabilization and 1 for running a Borg-themed TFO. So, Wolf 359, Borg Battle Royale. You know, I might try that afterwards. I don't remember that one. And then one where you're stopping this giant, like, super complex of Borg trying to get through a thing where the Aetherians are helping you close it, although, you know, nowadays that's a bit more suspect if that's what's actually going on. Unless it was, you know, well, hey, we'll help them fight against the Borg so they're more trusting. I imagine it's going to be very, very congested right now because everybody hopped on for the update. I'm curious how crowded this place is going to be. Almost there. Come on. Actually, not as many people as I thought. Might just be a general servers thing then. Alright, Andoria, that's close. Deep Space Nine, and Drozana. Okay, Andoria I can hit on the way to Drozana. And I am able to just warp directly to Deep Space Nine. Because it was... Considering it was like my main hangout in my RP days, that was, I grinded up the diplomatic stuff to make sure I could get that. Alrighty. Andoria's in space.
Happy birthday to me.
Yeah, you're gonna get some Q commentary. To clarify as well, this is the Q son that Q had with Q in Voyager, but grown up. Relatively, considering Q.
Ha! I transcend the passage of time. Every day is my birthday.
Yeah, you can see a lot of people are going to be gathered around because they're farming the particles, because again, they can make very powerful upgrade materials if you farm enough of them. So you just have to do... Dance Dance Revolution's not quite a comparison, but it's... What would be a good comparison for this? But the more of these you do, the better score you get, which means usually the better tier of drop you get, because you'll get a set number of a color that then you combine together. Although you can also get a silver one, which is the... You basically refine stuff as you go up to higher and higher tiers until eventually you get the upgrade pack. Which means some people functionally AFK sit on them and farm, because they'll just, you know, even if you do the bare minimum, you get at least some particles, just not like the silver ones. Although they have tried to offset that by making it where they move the location around, so you can't just sit on one spot over and over again.
Look at this. If I can here, I can too.
Yeah, and that's Andoria, where the, you know, the blue people with the antenna come from. Yeah, it's kind of like Guitar Hero. Actually, okay, anybody back in the mini-clip days, there was like a PC one where it's a stick man with it, but you had, you know, you use the was it the WASD keys? To basically do the same thing. But yeah, I got 2 of these, plus a silver. Silver's the next tier up, and it's like, yeah, you just keep combining like 3 of each as you go. I think there's 4 tiers, I think. Alright. Next up, Drozna. Sorry, Drozana. I'd always seen it in text for a very long time and just knew it's like that was where a lot of people hung out, because it was one of the earlier cross-faction places people could go, because the home planets are faction-locked. But then Deep Space Nine came out and a lot of people went there. But then they had the Ferengi that runs the place does a "Welcome to Drozana." Also, it's where the Lobi store is, but you can just get that now directly from that. While I'm going there, let me really quickly... Borg Battle Royale. Oh, okay, Borg Battle Royale is the ground wave-based thing with the different Borg that Kumarke made. Okay, now I remember. I've done that one before. Alright, so we'll probably just stick with the stabilization, then hop off.
Your little toy ship is so slow.
Look, I built it for durability, not tour the galaxy. I think I did make one ship for it, but... And if you manage to get your hands on a protostar, that thing moves through sector space really fast. But,
Are you enjoying our time together as much as I am?
no comment. You may choose to run 2 TFOs so you don't have to deal with the sass. Alrighty.
Have you ever thought of simply altering the gravitational constant of the universe?
Sorry, what was that? I couldn't hear you, you got cut off.
Oh, just go find the Omega particle already.
There it is. Yeah. Oh, there's one right here too.
Welcome to Drozana.
Yeah, that was the Ferengi I meant. Okay. In the Dyson Sphere arc, a lot of the earlier reputations had like story quests related to their milestones, although later they mostly stuck to like you can pick up these console logs that explain some stuff related to them. But the one they had for the Dyson Sphere one was you had a Voth who wanted to defect, basically because he's like, hey, so you know those omega particles that, this place is generating a whole bunch of that are really, really dangerous? Yeah, some of, like, the warlords in our government want to weaponize them, because the really bad thing about omega particles is that they don't just destroy, physical matter that much. They also basically disintegrate subspace in the explosion, which means you can't do warp drive in them, because warp drives, they make that subspace bubble that you move through that accelerates it. And that's just gone. There's no material to work with to make that bubble in the first place, which means you're stuck going on impulse power. So they were like, hey, what if we just, the planets we don't like, we just bomb like a sphere around those planets to just sort of completely isolate them. You can technically fly out through them. It's going to take years, if not decades, if not centuries. And he's like, yeah, they've gone nuts. We need to stop that, and I'll help you do it. Although, I guess if I guess the Voth don't know about the mycelial network. Yeah, Conings would probably be fine too, actually. Alright. Back to my old stomping ground. Let's see. Just gotta find where one is. Yeah, I don't usually put them in the bar. Although, for anyone who recognizes them, they have since added both Nog and Odo. Well, okay. I'm curious if Odo is here if you haven't done the mission, if you haven't done the Victory's Life arc. Because he was still in the Gamma Quadrant until he came back for that. Yeah, Nog is actually very important in a lot of, the quests as they go along, especially like the Iconian arc and stuff. And they actually got Quark back, and they got Arnie Shimmerman for it, too.
What can I get?
You even have an entire arc with him, where you go and do a heist on an Iconian ship. Rom is still around, but, he's Grand Nagus, so he's got got a lot of other things to do, but he does help out with that one, too. Victory's Life's just a very good arc. I keep recommending that one. Where? Okay. They're not down there, are they? Usually they're, like, on the upper... I've never seen them put it in the bar. I'll check just to make sure, but... Just need the one. Yep, okay, there is one in here. Usually I thought they didn't put them too much here just to... Because quite a few role players usually show up here, and it can be kind of disruptive with other players running around and jumping over tables to get to the particle as fast as possible. At least it's not, like, directly in front of the bar. Although some people will, they'll be upstairs talking with each other. Usually the, like, the shadier clientele types, pirates, smugglers, that kind of thing. Can you tell I've played this a lot?
Cardassian architecture with a Federation redo. This place is depressing and overly cheery at the same time.
Alright. Anyway, let's see what the new anniversary party horn looks like. They have different ones for each year. I'm sure an Omega part will spice up some RP. It's like, yeah, well, granted, you know, for most people it's supposed to be... You're not even supposed to know what an Omega particle is. Like, if anybody even so much as says the word "ship's locked down," because only captains are authorized to know, like, what an Omega particle is. Because it's like, no one can know about this. It's that dangerous. Okay. Where'd that party horn drop? There it is. Alrighty. I should already have... Okay, mystery item. And... Okay, granted, come SGO timeline, the Dyson Sphere, its whole thing is it generates a crap ton of them. Which is why everybody wanted the, which people with tricorders? Oh, you just mean people running around looking for the... Okay, gotcha. I should already have all the emotes unlocked, so yeah, they just give me a experience port. Alright, so, let's see what you do. Because there are a lot of other characters that are just, like, doing idle animations, but... Granted, usually the etiquette was, you know, if somebody's not in character and they're running around, you just ignore them. You just pretend like they're not there. It's mostly... Part of that is because for a very long time... He had someplace to be. I think he had a... Yeah, a lot of movement upgrades. That's why... Is that who I think it is? Alright. So... There was a clan... or fleet called Dental, who... If you've played Guild Wars 2, you might also recognize that particular group. They're a rather notorious troll group whose whole thing is, like, you know, they self-stylize after North Korea with their, you know, great leader Butts, who is used the alien character creation system to make his head look like a giant butt. Very mature people who would come in and, you know, start dancing on the tables, blasting party things, basically just trying to be a nuisance to RPers. Partly because they equated ERPers and RPers together and were just like, we're just going to drive them all out. That, or, in some cases, they'd actively try and crash the instance. So most people who RP'd for a while knew just act like they're not there, ignore them, they'll get bored and they'll piss off. Because if you tried talking to them, if you tried, as one person said, trolling the trolls, you just engaged with them and that's what they want, and they stick around longer. So, yeah, usually just... If they are not actively RPing, functionally act like they're not there. Both because it makes things less confusing, and because in some cases they're just trolls. Alright, anyway. I've been yammering on long enough. Aetherian Party Popper. Ah! That's different. Normally it's some sort of, like, balloon. Oh! They've got different versions of it. That's okay if you're okay. I'm probably not going to be in here much longer. Let's see. Okay. Interesting. Alright, I'm curious if I can do it and turn... Oh! They do have more. Huh. Ooh, they try and make themselves... Oh, no. I was about to say, did they try and make themselves a Lucari? Okay, you're locked in place, so you can't turn around and spray them everywhere. Alright, well, thank you all for coming around. Again, thank you very much to Flo the Snitchy. Thank you, Kitsune. Thank you, Dragon. Thank you, Endeavor. And, hang on. It was, I want to get your full name. Wolvesbanes, I hope I was helpful for somebody coming back in for the first time in a long time. But, have a good night, everybody. I will be back on Friday to do more Metaphori Fantasia. I've been doing that for the past several weeks. We finally got into Luis's Gauntlet Runner. I will not be around next week for Tuesday or Friday. I will be on vacation, but I will be back the week after. For Tuesday, the current thing is Callisto Protocol. We'll see how far we get through with that. And before we go, let me get... Shout out for Dragon's Dusk. She was able to get through Animal Crossing last time. For tomorrow, I'm not sure which hidden object game you have planned. If it's more of that one very goofy series. I know you finished the one with the guy who like had the makeup factory or whatever, and then the dad accidentally killed, or the plots on those things are bonkers, which is strange considering the last one was we have Terminator at home. So I'm not sure if you're still going with that one or if you've got a different hidden object, but Wednesdays... Oop. Didn't know I could max the mic like that. Anyway. A hidden object game is usually in store come Wednesdays and Thursdays. Not sure what's up tomorrow? Okay. We'll find out together. Any idea what Thursday is? And I'll also really quickly see if I can find out who's live. If anybody. Not that I know of. Hold up, wait. Somebody streaming Voyager? They are! Somebody's streaming Voyager! Huh. You know what? It's fitting. I can't seem to find anybody else on there, so... If you want to catch up on Star Trek stuff... Make sure I got that channel right. We'll try raiding VC Archives. Anywho, I'm going to hop off here. Y'all have a good night. And I will see y'all on Friday.